when it comes to your first contribution experience, was it a good experience? I mean, the process itself of creating the pull request, submitting it for review, and then going through the whole nitty-gritties of getting it accepted and merged.
Oh, it was, but I was very lucky. So Inner Source Commons is a wonderfully friendly community, and I had been in contact with a person there called Johannes who basically handheld me through my first pull request. And I have to say, had it not been for his wonderful patience and his help in that, I perhaps wouldn't have been as enthusiastic as I still am around open source. I've heard other people's first time stories, and it maybe wasn't as pleasant. But I mean, Johannes was fantastic. I was so nervous. I was like, "What will I type in this box? Does that look okay? And is it that button? Are you sure? Am I ready to go? Okay." And so I was a very nervous first timer in that respect. But it was such a pleasant experience when it worked and it got merged, and I was like, celebrating in the background, do my little dance. I do a little dance every time I get a PR merged, and it was really a fantastic experience. But I really do have to thank Johannes, because I do think that first time makes a big difference in terms of how that works out for people, certainly from hearing other people's experience. But it gave me enough, I suppose, encouragement to help others now. And I think that's the wonderful thing about the open source community. It's You don't even have to be, I suppose, an expert to be able to help people get over sometimes those first steps. And I really like that idea of near peer mentorship, because it just gives the potential for so many people to help others. Johannes, of course, was an expert, so that helped, but he also had the patience to deal with me, a first timer. So that was brilliant too. But yeah, it was a fantastic first time experience, and I think I look back on that, and I remember calling up Denise, who had first introduced me to the community, and getting all excited and going, "Oh my god, this was such an amazing experience! Why doesn't everyone do it?" you know, why is there a problem with like contributions? Because everyone should. You don't have to be a developer. It's amazing. And she was like, hold your horses, Claire. It's not all sunshine and roses. It's not always this easy. But certainly for me, my first time was a great experience. So that helped me sustain my interest in the whole community and see what it could be like, which is fantastic.
I have a very similar experience in terms of, like, I did have a colleague within Ericsson, and we were starting to do this open source thing together. So I do remember sitting in front of the computer and staring at the screen. I think I was uploading a bug fix or something for review, but I've never done this before, either of us. So we were just sitting there, and then we were like, I was looking at him like, Do you think this is how it's supposed to look like?" Because neither of us knew, but like, at least there was someone who was verifying that, yeah, it looks okay. Let's see what happens.
That's totally what I experienced as well. It was down to the fact that I was like, "Is it safe to put an emoji in here? Like, can I say smiley face? Is that done? Is that the norm?" Because I'm a big one for emojis. But it was the nervousness about just things like tone that I don't think documentation really ever covers. So it's sometimes it's these small things that makes you gives you that comfort level to go ahead and make a contribution. And that's an important factor that perhaps I often don't see covered much in terms of, sometimes you need more than just the functional instructions.
100%. And like, even in that contribution process, like, my journey was also started kind of by a mentor in the community. I did not know the person before. I met him at one of the OpenStack events, and then he became my mentor kind of organically. And Owen's patience is also admirable, because yeah, I'm not sure if I would be where I am today, if he didn't help me throughout the process of contributing and then becoming a core reviewer in the project and those kind of things. It's all because he helped me a lot. And I also did experience of being probably way more motivated to help others, just because my first experience was very nice, and you just feel that you got something and you have to kind of paid back and share that with others. And I don't think I've done a that close mentoring than what he did with me, but in terms of like becoming a community manager, um, like I'm trying to do that payback and contribute back into the ecosystem by helping entire communities to make sure that they are successful in what they would like to achieve and sustainable. So and also like talking to others on the podcast, it definitely shows how much the first experience matters. It can set people back a lot, or it can really like skyrocket the process. Like the person just falls into it, and then there's no turning back from there.